civilians by British soldiers has found no evidence of systematic abuse. But the report involving cases in 2003 and 4, just after the invasion of Iraq, has highlighted flaws in training. Lawyers representing Iraqis who say they were the victims of army abuse have called it a whitewash. Our defence correspondent, Caroline Wyatt, reports.
The shocking images that showed the abuse of Iraqi prisoners by British soldiers in May 2003. The men being abused were civilians suspected of looting an aid camp. Several soldiers were court-martialed, but in September came another case. Baha Musa, a hotel receptionist detained as a suspected insurgent. He died in British custody with 93 injuries to his body. Since then, the army has overhauled its pre-deployment training, for example showing officers and soldiers this video on how to deal with all prisoners, civilian and military, and making clear techniques such as hooding or putting prisoners in stress positions are unacceptable. Today, an internal army inquiry concluded that the abuse in Iraq was not systematic, and that the most recent training should avoid similar cases in the future.
The instances of abuse that happened were tiny in number. Over 120,000 servicemen and women have served in Iraq since 2003, and the number of people who have committed acts of deliberate abuse or unlawful killing has been tiny.
The report concludes that Britain's soldiers were not as well prepared as they should have been for the lawless and chaotic environment they found themselves in Iraq in 2003 when the insurgency began, as they moved rapidly from fighting a war to trying to keep the peace.
That's backed up by one of the soldiers court-martialed but cleared of the murder of a suspected looter in May 2003.
It was really confusing. Your adrenaline's that high and you don't really know what the procedure is to do with a POW. So then you do what you think is the right thing to do.
But the head of the army insists that lessons have now been learned.
I'm now satisfied that the standards of behaviour are understood by all our people as they operate today in the difficult circumstances of Iraq and Afghanistan.
The real test, though, will be whether disturbing incidents such as these ever come to light again. Caroline Wyatt, BBC News.